Hey YouTube, Ed here with another set of commentaries from WoW BfA 8.0 2v2 bracket. So my Rista Shaman and I are playing again, this time against the Survival Hunter and Disc Priest, very popular comp, especially above 2.2 MMR. So the Disc Priest is kind of trying to CC the healer and kill me throughout the game. This will not go very well for him due to the amount of self-healing Fury has. As you can see, I'm not really sweating too much even with my healer eating a full trap. The Bloodthirst and the Battle Trance hot I give myself through the PvP talent Battle Trance is very strong. So Earthen was used. Didn't need to be used really, the Earthen Wall Totem. Just trading blow for blow with the Hunter here. The Hunter is trapping my Shaman on cooldown, and he's trying to kind of avoid damage by, harpooning away when he can, because I am exacting quite a toll. So with the Disc Priest, they have a little bit more damage than us, but they are on a much stricter timer to end the match. The longer it goes on, the better we do. Shamans are notoriously they're notoriously efficient with their mana, I meant to say. So right here is Pains Up. They're getting close to 50-60% mana. I get stunned mid-charge. It's a very good move by the Shaman, or by the Hunter. Commend him for that. The Priest goes in for what I think is a fear to follow up the trap. But it ends up being really awkward for the Priest. He was trying to wait for the trap to get full value before fearing, and now he's in a position where he's taking a lot of hits, and I didn't have to use any mobility to connect on him. I'm able to kite the Hunter while hitting the Priest thanks to Piercing Howl, get a double fear right as the Hunter waddles up to me, maximizing my uptime on the Priest alone. So this is really good here. Pain Sup was still on cooldown from earlier. Nearly killed the Priest right here. Hunter's in a Hex, the longest CC chain ever on the Hunter. So yeah, they're living on a prayer. I chased the Priest around some more. I get a 5-second stun here, and I don't have a trinket available. I could pursue, but I don't want to risk, forcing a valuable cooldown on our side. I know we're winning. I'm very well aware of the Priest's mana, so I continue doing what we did to get here, pumping damage. Hunter's about to get his trinket back, but it might not be of any use because I'm just, keeping him so low. He uses this aspect of the turtle here, turn on his healer. He realizes the situation he's in. He immediately runs to the healer. Meanwhile, my Shaman is at like half mana. We're living very comfortably. I don't want to push in too far here. I make sure to keep aligned with my Shaman. You'll often see my camera turning to see where I am in relation to the Shaman. I still want to protect my Shaman at all times. As long as I keep within line with him, I know I'm going to be okay. Because Spirit Link Totem is a fairly short radius spell, so I want to give my Shaman the option to do that without having to walk or waddle anywhere. Priest is now literally down to like 1% mana. It's amazing that I was able to afford that penance. Shaman Link's probably just because, we're about to win anyways. Get rooted, but something broke it. The tracker's net that the Hunter has that roots you in place and prevents you from hitting anything breaks on any sort of damage. So yeah, that was a misplay by them. No trinket for the Hunter. He's in a full stun, eats a rampage, and he's gonna die here. The Priest is just unable to heal him like he wanted to. Next match is a little bit of an oddity. You normally don't see a Demonology Warlock high up on the 2v2 ladder, let alone anywhere on the 2v2 ladder. So this is a Void Elf Demonology lock, so it's a little different than other locks because they do not take spell pushback due to their racial preternatural calm. And yeah, pretty much he gets his gateway up. I went into this match knowing just one really important fact about demonology locks, and that is to kick Hand of Gul'dan. That spell is dually schooled in fire and shadow, so to kick that locks him out of both. There are a few other spells that sounded important, so I kicked them as well. Shadow Bolts, I know, back in the day that used to be a very scary ability, but now it's just a filler talent, kind of the same way, you Raging Blow is Fury, or Lightning Bolt is a Rsham. So yeah, just pumping damage into the Demonology lock. They don't have a whole lot of the Warlock class in general does not come with a whole lot of tools, and Demonology doesn't get a whole lot extra on top of that. So I'm being very patient. I'm not trinketing anything. They have a lot of Demonology does have a lot of small little interrupts and things like that would normally cause people to trinket, but my Shaman really doesn't even need to heal. I'm keeping myself full with Bloodthirst and Battle Trance. So my Shaman, as you can see, is casting a lot of Lava Burst and a lot of Purge. So yeah, the Mistweaver is unable to move. Like, that Mistweaver is just channeling as much mist as she can into this Demonology lock. Already, Mistweaver is at half. So I casually walk up in fear because I know she's not going to be moving anywhere. The lock is taking too much damage for her to afford stopping that channel. Earthen Wall Totem is dropped down, and it's just a mockery. The lock has to move because I'm just standing in that wall and my HP isn't moving whatsoever. I think it's rare for me to go below 90% HP in this match. Demonology, I'm not sure if this lock is playing it right. I don't know enough Demonology locks to really comment one way or another. Hopefully someone in the comments can let me know how this match was played by them. But the damage continues. Mistweaver's mana continues to plummet. Both players on the enemy team are out of trinkets, out of cooldowns. That was an Axe Toss, that 4-second stun from the Demonology pet. Lock starts fake casting a lot, and while it's an admirable thing to fake cast, I really didn't think any of those spells mattered. I mean, I had Zerker Rage for the fear. My Shaman has Tremor for the fear. I just feel like when you're that low HP, fake casting really doesn't do a whole lot. I don't think this Mistweaver was playing Crane. She didn't come in to do damage too often. Shaman finally lands a Hex due to the Mistweaver's inability to move around due to the requirement of this healing. And finally, Shaman finishes off that lock inside the Ring of Peace with his ranged kit. Next few matches are against a Feral Druid and Holy Paladin. Now, this is a very potent combo against a warrior team in general because of the bops. If I were to play a Blood Elf warrior, maybe this would be a little easier since I could, take care of the bop myself. And together the Shaman purging and my own racial as a Blood Elf, we could remove that bop very quickly. So generally here, I just try to hit whatever doesn't have thorns. I think I'm pretty bad about that in this match. But yeah, I just try to protect the Shaman, and if I can, hit what doesn't have thorns. Get CC off like this double fear when possible. So yeah, the Feral seems to want to kill my Shaman. Even after the recent Feral nerfs a few weeks ago, the damage is still there. Incarnate is still a scary cooldown that must be respected. So beginning goes great here for us. Feral gets pretty low. We get melee wings out of the H-Pal. And we have good positioning. Sitting in a full root here. It's really good to have your Shaman come to you when that root is on you, and in order to increase the odds of AoE damage breaking the root, especially when these pharaohs are playing undispellable root and the shaman cannot dispel it. That undispellable root also greatly increases the chance you will miss. I think it's 100%, I could be wrong, and that includes Stormbolt. Stormbolt will miss, so even though it's tempting to use it when you're rooted against a feral, do not until you know for certain that the root is dispellable. So yeah, kind of a slow middle of the match. Just a whole lot of feral running down my shaman, and then me getting rooted or immobilized, and then I catch up and punish the feral. Shaman gets dangerously low here. Earthen Wall is dropped. Earthen Wall can almost be kind of placed in the same tier as Spirit Link for, you know, defensive cooldowns. It's that powerful. Nothing will, just like, it's very tough to kill through Earthen Wall Totem. So yeah, we continue to just tunnel damage into this feral druid. I am kind of trying to gatekeep. I apply slow to both of them when I can, as I know the paladin is liable to pop melee wings at any moment and add into DPS. And by keeping that Holy Paladin slowed on melee wings, they can only use Judgment for healing, whereas Crusader Strike and Auto Attack, you know, would normally add into that healing on melee wings. So you're kind of limiting them to 1 out of 3 sources of healing during that cooldown. So get a good stun here. Feral trinkets that. I think he's just scared. He didn't want to, you know, eat that full stun. Melee wings is down for them. We're getting pretty far into dampening, and it's starting to hurt them a little bit more than us due to the great self-healing of Fury. I begin to be a little less picky on who I get to hit here. As you can see, the Paladin is about half HP from, you know, random sacks. Me hitting the feral through sacks. I would normally, you know, chase the healer there, but I just wanted to keep the pressure going and maximize our 2v1 opportunities. So I stay on the bridge. I don't follow people off the bridge. Here again, I get a few globals of one-on-one time with the H-POW, which is always nice. Plus, I know about Feral's, you know, capability to juke people off, kind of similar to a rogue falling off and shadow stepping back up as you're falling off. Ferals can do that too as wild charge. So yeah, H-POW drops down, no sweat, hit the feral druid some more. My shaman gives chase, that's great. H-POW, you know, sacks, or I think he sacked, but yeah, he bubbled for sure. Feral druid is 5% HP, get him in a stun, that's it. Just too much consistent pressure. They got the shaman low at a few points. It became really scary, but we ended up winning that in the end. Same matchup, same team, this time on Runes of Lordaeron. So kind of similar to when I fight rogue teams, I try to control a little bit where I get opened on. Try to keep a good distance from the shaman. Get impatient, charge to H-POW, use my stun on cooldown just to do something. Shaman sheared the H-POW, which is great. Get rooted here. Not really worried too much. I'm happy if they go on me because I know that my kit, you know, mitigates their pressure a lot. Just all that self-healing. Like, already they're on the back foot. They've really got nothing done. Thorns on the Feral. Hit through it kind of arrogantly. Probably should have hit the Paladin there. Stormbolt on the Paladin. Quite scary for him. Continue to do damage. You know, Fury really is tough to peel in this current meta. Lust for Battle is just so potent. So Earthen Wall, a lot of cooldowns exchanged there in rapid succession. Earthen Wall was dropped, Melee Wings was dropped. Incarn is now up on the Feral, and we're trying our best to kite with Piercing Howl. So yeah, not a whole lot getting done on their cooldowns, which is great for us. Get some more alone time with the H-Pal. Between Piercing Howl and Dragon Shout, you know, it's really quite painful for them to connect on us. Druid has to spend a lot of global shape-shifting, which means, you know, less damage output. Those are globals that could otherwise be spent on Moonfire to get a combo point due to Druids taking Lunar Inspiration as their first row talent. Bop goes out on the Feral, which is a sign that we are winning. Plenty else to do when, you know, the Feral is bopped. You know, there's Paladin to hit, Paladin to kick. Shaman kites skillfully around the pillar. Missed the kick. It was kind of inconsequential, kicking that Feral anyways on this regrowth. Ferals often cast regrowth on themselves for their Blood Talons talent. I think it's it's like a level 100 talent, I believe. It modifies their damage rotation, how the class plays to do more damage. So it's not because you'll often see them casting regrowth even when they're at full HP, just because Entangling Roots or regrowth are the two abilities that trigger Blood Talons and the proc, increased damage proc it gives you. So that's why they do it. Catch the Paladin in a Stormbolt when she was pretty low without Trinket. That's the bubble right there. Can't do anything about it as a Shaman team. So yeah, hit the Feral. They kite. They're starting to realize the gravity of the situation. Wall is currently up on the Paladin. So yeah, I am stunned. I'm about to leap over here, it looks like. Yep. Paladin has melee wings though, so it's probably a bad leap anyways. Probably shouldn't have done that. You want to generally stay away from a Paladin who has that up. But yeah, just the kiting is really starting to pay off. You know, a lot of globals are being spent by the Feral running around trying to get to me, which is a nice change of pace from how Feral Druids, you know, usually interact with warriors. If I was arms, I'd be waddling around this entire time, unable to use my globals. So yeah, stun the Feral, instant Trinket. Probably because he sensed momentum from my health bar going down from the bleeds. But yeah, as soon as Battle Trance gets up and I get a Bloodthirst or two, I'm topped off again. So yeah, this looks like their kill window. I pop Enraged Regen thanks to that rep on the Shaman. They feel like they could get something done. But Enraged Regen increases my Bloodthirst heal to 26%. Quite amazing. Okay, everything is popped. Incarn is almost over. Aura Mastery, both trinkets, not enough. Kill the H-Pal. Their go turned into our go. Even through all that, the Feral still beat me in damage, but the sensation was kind of underwhelming for them due to the fact that I have so much self-healing Fury passively without spending any globals to do so. Same team, a rematch on Blade's Edge. So we've kind of really adapted to this team by now. Incarn popped right away. Looks like they're going on me here in the opener. I am more than fine with that. Oftentimes I can turn their go into ours just by using my normal rotation, because when Incarn is popped and they attack me, they usually want to spend that Incarn attacking and not kiting, so it's often advantageous to a warrior. Stun the paladin on his repentance cast, trinket and melee wings at the same time. Quite aggressive from them. I used enraged regen here, top myself off with those juicy bloodthirsts. Usually you will see a team counter a bloodthirst, or sorry, an enraged regen pop through bop, because if I can't bloodthirst a target due to it being immune to damage from bop, then I can't heal either. So it's more than just a 30% damage reduction cooldown. It's also a self-heal. I essentially become a blood DK with Death Strike for 10 seconds when I have enraged regen up. Feral and the Paladin running for their dear lives. All my cooldown, or all my damage procs are online, so good times for us. Shaman comfortably chilling at 75% mana. There's Bubble. Survival instincts from the Feral. They're just on the back foot. I believe I got a kick on that regrowth. And now we're just there in full panic mode. Want to go on the Feral there, but I'm like, hey, this Paladin is right here. Even though the Hex is there, our instincts were correct anyways because the Feral got bopped. And yeah, connect on the H-Pal. Wall is used by the H-Pal. Follow the H-Pal off the bridge. Compared to an H-Pal, I am a cheetah. Every time I bloodthirst, I get a nice little 15% sprint for 2 seconds. I have leap, I have charge, I have piercing howl, slow him from range, from 15 yards away plus. So yeah, the Feral Druid is just having a hell of a time trying to keep up on me while I keep up on the H-Pal. And yeah, they don't have cooldowns for quite a bit. They used Bop earlier. Trinkets are back online, which is good news for them. There's melee wings and wall, or no, just wall from the Paladin. Finally connects on me with the stun. That's all right though. I remind him, how Fury versus Feral goes by hitting him a little bit. Thorns instantly put on him, and Survival Instincts. Stun him on that. Switch back to the H-Pal. Get him alone behind a pillar a little bit. Feral uses his gap closer to get on me. Roots me, instantly breaks it. They're just so flustered. Incarn probably popped there on cooldown as soon as it was up. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I can often turn their go into mine, just by doing my normal rotation. Just with Fury right now, you get random kill windows all over the place. Bop used on the Feral during his Incarn. It's just madness. It's just feels like complete subjugation. So yeah, Feral's low. Great thing to do in general in 2v2. When the DPS is low, hit the healer. Even if you think you could have a chance at killing the DPS, hit the healer. Just like to stop their cast. It just creates so much pressure and so much anxiety on their team. And finally, the H-Pal goes down there. I just run him down. He died with his trinket still up. It wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys for watching as always. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later.